often thought to myself, how does one judge character and truth? How does one judge the value of a man? Some men who live deserve to die, and some who die deserve to live. But will you be the one to choose? Is that your duty? Is that your calling? A man stands before you today, Manuel Rodriguez. And although on the outside and from all angles he may look to be a ruthless leader of a freedom-fighting group, a revolutionary, Manuel Rodriguez is much more than that. And you may say, yes, he is much more. He's a heretic. He's a villain. I'd venture to say that we might be a little too quick to judge. We might want to look a little deeper. And that is what I intend to do in just a couple of minutes. Manuel Rodriguez was born from very humble circumstances. He had every excuse and every reason to go off and do whatever he did, but Manuel Rodriguez dedicated himself early in his life to education. He did all that he could to scrape and fight and pull himself out of the poverty which held him down. Although education liberated his mind and gave him reasons to keep moving on, it did not suffice. It did not give him the needing that he would so yearn for in his life. Manuel Rodriguez took to the streets. He's often seen dressing up as different characters, searching for a role in his life. He's found dressed up as bums, as businessmen, even as women. Why do this? Some would say, he's obviously crazy. Who would do something like this? No, not crazy. Looking, searching, doing anything he can to reach out and find who is Manuel Rodriguez. Even he himself was so confused, he would do anything to find out who he was. So his life continued on. He went into various circles, met certain people, and was given certain connections. And those connections led him to where he was today, the leader of the Revolutionary Army, freedom fighters. And you may say, evil men doing evil things. But the word itself, freedom fighters, does that not instill hope? Manuel Rodriguez was embraced by these people. He had a natural ability to lead, a natural ability to give hope. And in that moment, Manuel Rodriguez understood what his calling was, who he needed to be. He needed to give hope. The system that was corrupting Cuba was corrupting all the minds of its people, suffocating their minds, not allowing them to believe that there was any hope of anything. Manuel Rodriguez did not think like other people. He did not understand how they could not have hope. He was always searching for it. And here he had found it. In giving hope to others, he found his own hope. In liberating their minds, he liberated his own. Now, Manuel Rodriguez may be involved in some crimes, but it's not for the reasons that you may think. He is not a bloodthirsty villain. He is not an evil man. Manuel Rodriguez is a hero. And just like the heroes of old, it is possible that you may choose to send Manuel Rodriguez to his grave. That is an option. But I beg you to stop and think. Think about what those people did back when they crucified their heroes. In the time that they did that, they believed probably just as you did when we started this trial, that Manuel Rodriguez was a villain and that needed to be taught a lesson. But I tell you, think of the hope, think of the change, think of the freedom that Manuel has brought, and realize that if you put him to death,